let's turn our attention to something very, very special. It's coming up very soon. It's the Cáca Milis, and it's a cabaret. And I'm joined by Helena Mulkerns in studio. Good morning to you.
Hello, how are you? Good morning on this kind of strange, sunny, rainy morning.
Well, I know you described it because just out the window it looks a little bit sunny and a little bit rainy at the one time.
Exactly.
Cáca Milis, what exactly is it? Apart from a nice piece of cake.
That's right, yes. We kind of came up with the idea because we wanted to have an event that would present a little bit of all of the arts, sort of like an art review once a month in the Wexford Arts Centre. And Elizabeth White suggested it to me because we had worked together in New York as well, and I did a cabaret before in New York.
Right.
So we thought, great, an evening of the arts, Cáca Milis Cabaret, why not? It was a little bit sort of influenced by that funny ad, because we wanted it to be tongue-in-cheek as well as, something kind of serious to let people know it wasn't altogether, heavy-hitting arts. But
the idea has an unusual route. Goes all the way back to 1916, is that right?
That's really what it is. My grandfather, Jimmy Mulkerns, was a rebel in 1916, but he was also an actor and a strolling player. And so in 1916, after they shipped them all off after the GPO to Frongoch prison camp in North Wales. And so over there was a couple of actors that were also soldiers.
Right.
Including Pader Carney, who wrote the national anthem, and several of the Abbey players at the time.
We're all in Frongoch.
We're all in Frongoch.
Right.
And they set up the entertainment committee. And my grandfather was the MC of a weekly kind of, music hall type vaudeville evening where all of the participants were the men in the camp and the actors, and he was the MC presenting them. And his nickname, because of his sort of flamboyant dress, I think he used to dress up in curtains and anything that was around, was the Raja of Frongoch.
Yeah.
And so in his honour, because we do the cabaret also on a Friday night, and it's a little bit like that. We have a little bit of everything. We have dance, song, comedy, literature, poetry, short film, mime. We have emerging songwriters from Wexford and the South East. So it's we thought it was a nice fitting thing to put a little bit of
what's the setting? Is it done in the round? How is it actually set when you come into the Arts Centre? Because I know it very well, so how does it look?
It looks great because it's, as you know, the Wexford Arts Centre's theatre is a classic theatre. It's quite small, so it's lovely. It's about 70 or 80 people will fit in, and they have a state-of-the-art theatre at the moment. It was all refurbished a couple of years ago. So apart from having big bands and Pierce Turner and people that come along, it's lovely for a nice intimate evening. We put cabaret tables, little cafe tables out in front of the stage. Everybody sits at their table. We have wine and beer and beverages available. And so it's very much the old style, kind of 1930s cafe, cabaret style atmosphere. Inspired
by your granddad. The people performing then this week, it's Friday night, isn't it?
It's Friday night, and it's the best deal in town because we have a great selection of guests who have come along for the fundraiser. So the fundraiser is actually, towards the mothership, which is Wexford Arts Centre, which is the oldest, arts centre in the South East. It's kind of, it's the going since 1974 as an arts centre. Before that, it was also a theatre hall. It was a boxing ring.
Was it the old town hall for dancing, was it?
That's right.
Yeah.
And Billy Roach, who has performed with us several times, has often noted that his grandfather actually boxed in the same hall.
And of course, recently was his play Lay Me Down Softly, which is set around a boxing booth.
That's it, yeah.
It was set up once again as a boxing booth.
It was done in the round in the same theatre. So it's going to be a lovely evening. We're going to have this particular Friday, we're going to have Colm Tobin, which is a great honour because of course Colm is just so busy with a lot of international and all sorts of engagements. So it's going to be wonderful for Colm to come down and read for us, which will be the first time.
Right.
Billy Roach will be there himself. We're going to have Pierce Turner, the Darling Sins, who are one of the kind of popular bands up and coming. We've had a lot of the popular bands, but the Darling Sins will be with us. You've heard of course, Ian Doyle, who is going to perform with us as well,
indeed, yeah.
Which is fantastic. And it's we've got our Welsh connection there with two writers from Wales coming. I suppose one of the interesting things about this evening also is that when you pay in, it's going to be €50 this time because it's a fundraiser. But you will pay €50, you will get a little number with your ticket.
And it reduces then the next time. I don't want to go too much into pricing, but I mean, I hear the ads, they're going out all the time. But I mean, you're wetting
you get an art, you get an original piece of art.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
All right.
So in other words, anybody that comes to the evening will get an artwork which was donated by a South East Wexford artist or an Irish artist.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So in other words, you'll come along, you'll have a lovely reception, and there'll be
a little memento of it.
A little memento with an original piece of art. You know.
Okay. So you're promoting. Is this part of the community artistic aspect of it then, or is this something else?
No, it's really all towards the Wexford Arts Centre's work.
Yes.
It has a lot of free community artistic events. For example, you have the Red Moon after school programme. You have many drama groups. You have the All Day Arts Festival in August in the Bullring.
And you need funding. So has funding been cut recently in the arts?
Well, funding has been cut extensively, really, since of the terrible R word. There has been extensive cutting. So it's nice that we want to try and give something out to people in return for their donations towards what will go back into the arts in Wexford and the South East, you know.
You're going to expand. What are you going to do with the electric picnic?
Oh yeah, well the Cáca Milis, first of all, I have to mention our brand new lovely website, cácamilish.org.
Yeah.
And that's also going to be promoting the artists, and all of the information will be on that. We're going to Dublin next month. We have been invited to do our own stage at Electric Picnic. It'll be a small kind of a cabaret stage in the minefield area.
Brilliant.
And so we'll be bringing along, of course, Wexford artists and writers and musicians, and we'll also be featuring some other artists, which is the idea of the cabaret, you know.
Yeah. Over 200 Wexford and Irish artists have been featured in the last 2.5 years alone at the Arts Centre. That's for people passing by, and I'm sure the people listening at the moment will be coming into the Wexford area with their friends and visitors hopefully over the next number of weeks. What have you got an exhibit at the moment there?
Well, actually, there's been much more than that, because that's just the cabaret. That's just the cabaret, the 200 artists. We've had a huge, broad range.
Right.
We've had hundreds of artists, really, over the last couple of years in the Arts Centre itself. At the moment, people might like to check out Vanitas. It's an art exhibition, which is a stunning exhibition by Patrick Redmond, and that's on in our main gallery. And basically, to pick up one of our little
leaflets,
anywhere in the Arts Centre.
Yeah.
There's one for yourself.
Thank you very much.
It'll show all of the great. We have comedy. The Wexford Arts Centre is great with the old comedy.
A variety of events is the best way to describe it.
The little artist summer camps. If you have a kiddie that likes art, come along to the summer camp. You know.
Yeah. Somebody has asked me why put this on at the same time as the Strawberry Fest. I'd say you're being cute. You're saying there's going to be a lot of people in the Wexford area, so just take a little ramble down the road if you're up at the Strawberry Fest as well and enjoy this.
Well, it's a combination of things. We like to do the cabaret on the last Friday of every month.
Yes.
So it actually fell on the last Friday of this month, and we decided to use this cabaret as a lovely fundraiser event. So, I mean, if people are coming for the Strawberry Festival, they're very welcome to come along to us as well.
You have written in big blueprint in a sheet you gave to me there, anthology. To round off our chat this morning, why am I asking you about anthology?
Well, because we've had some fantastic established and emerging writers and poets over the last 2.5 years in the cabaret, we're going to be now putting out a book, an anthology of their work.
Yes.
So that'll be something to look out for. It'll be on the website, and it'll be available in all bookshops and on the internet.
You love this job, don't you?
I do indeed.
Your enthusiasm is very noticeable. I wish you the very best of luck. Good luck to everyone involved on Friday.
Thank you, Alan. That's lovely.
I mean,